Hey guys, my name is Onyx, and today we're doing a tutorial. Sorry if I don't sound totally enthusiastic today, cause like I'm tired and stuff, and I'm sorry if you hear background noise. I can't control it. So, okay, so I already made this, and I'm gonna speed up the part where I'm marking the music and stuff. But basically, the way you do it is you drag it here till you get to the drop. So I say the drop is probably right here. Yeah, okay. So since this is the first beat, you're gonna drag it over so that it's at 3 seconds. And then you're gonna hit this button and then go to the beginning and go -50. So then it fades in. Let's go. And then I'm gonna hit the diamond button and go to the end and make it like -60. So that fades in and out. And then I'll do the marking sped up, but make sure you have this still selected, and on every beat hit the asterisk key on your numpad. So yeah, let me just go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, so now that we have that all marked out, you can just go ahead and close this. And now what we're going to do, for this episode, we're going to be making the text. And this is going to be without plugins, and then later on I'll make a tutorial with plugins. So yeah. Okay, so you're going to go composition, new composition, and then name this text. And then you can hit enter. And then go up here to your text tool, and you can just pick any font. I'm going to use American Captain because that's like the default font. So I'm just gonna put on it. No, I'm gonna put tutorial, and then you hit this button and this button on the align thing, and then hit Control Alt and double click this, the pan behind tool. So then what you do, you can go back to the selection tool, which is V is the keybind. Now you're going to click on the layer, right click, go to layer styles, and then add a stroke, and then you can zoom in and check the color, make sure the resolution's on full, and then change the stroke color to just any color. I'm going to do mine like blue-ish, and then just turn it up until it looks like that, I guess. And then what you're going to do, you're also going to right click on this, go to layer styles, and that inner shadow, make the opacity 50, make the angle 270, and just basically fit it so it looks good. 5, I guess the default thing is good. And then you can close this. Okay, so what you're going to do is you are going to right click on this, go to create, and create shapes from text. And you're going to put it under and turn this on. Then what you're going to do is go to layer styles, stroke, and just do what you did before and make it darker and make it like that. And then you're going to add a repeater. So it's going to do this. And what you're going to do, make there be 60 copies, and then go to transform repeater, change the scale, okay, change the position to 0, change the scale to 99.6, make the position, just fit it so it's like, you know, good. Oh, not 3, 2, 1. Okay, and then what you're gonna do, you're gonna click it, go and search gradient in the effects and presets, and then drag gradient ramp onto here, and then just pick the color that the stroke is on both of them. And then you can just delete the inner shadow from this. Okay, so we're going to edit the repeater a little bit so that it just like fits the text. We can make this 0.8 maybe. Yeah, 0.8. Okay, the position is going to be 1, 0.8, and the scale is 99.6. Just basically make it so it looks like this. And then you can close it up, pre-compose these, and then search warp in the effects and presets, and then put that on there. Make the bend 0 and the vertical distortion 20. So then you have this text. And then you can just create a new adjustment layer by hitting Control Alt Y, and then pre-compose these. That's just so the effects aren't on there. And then right click, layer styles, stroke, and then make it white. And you can make it like 5. And then make an adjustment layer again by hitting Control Alt Y, and then pre-compose these again. And then go onto this menu and search drop shadow, and just drag that onto here. And the direction is going to be 180. The distance, just make that like 13. And then the softness, like 40. So then that's how you make this text without plugins. Yeah. And so, yeah, so that's how you make the text. And then you're going to go back to your main composition, which I called tutorial. And you're going to drag the text into here. So then you have this. We're going to label the start and end keyframes because I have a little bit of them after the song fades out so that the time remap on the background is not messed up. So let's listen. This is going to be the last keyframe, marker. So yeah, keyframe. So you're going to right click on the marker, go to settings, and then in the comments just put end, and then hit OK. And then on the first one, right click, settings, and put start, and OK. So there we go. That's how you do the text. And this is how you do text animations. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to click this little cube button right here. And if you don't see it, then click toggle switches / modes and it'll come up. So click the little cube and then press R when you're selected on the text. So then you have all these rotations. But what you're going to do is on the second one, go a little bit before it. And then on Z rotation, click it, and then go to like here, make that 1, and then you're going to select these and press F9 on your keyboard, and then go up here to the graph editor, and you're going to click on the second one and just drag it back like this. So then it's going to do a nice rotation. So there you go, you have that. And then right here, click on X rotation, and then go over here and make it -1. And make sure Y rotation is on 0. And then you're going to select them, F9, graph editor, and just select the second one and drag it back. So then it's going to look like this. Yeah. And then we can do Y rotation like right here. And have it end there. Okay, so this is what it should look like. Okay, so there's the text. Now we're going to make the background. So go to composition, new composition, and name this BG, and hit enter. So what you're going to do is you're going to make a new solid by hitting Control Y. And it doesn't matter what color it is because you're just going to make it have a gradient on it. So you can just hit Enter. And then in the effects and presets, search gradient. And then select gradient ramp and drag it over. And then you're going to hit swap colors. Make the top one like that. And then the bottom one, click this little button and select the same blue. But then you're just going to drag it down. So then you have this nice color gradient. Let's see. What you're going to do is go to New, right click, go to New Shape Layer, and then go in the drop down menu, hit Add Ellipse, and in the ellipse path, make the size 0, and then click the little button, and then go to like 1.5 seconds and drag it so it's all the way out and off the screen like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to add a stroke, turn it up to like there, and what you're going to do is right here is where you want it to be the biggest, and then right here is where you want it to be the smallest. So we can make it like 80. So then it looks like this. Now what we're going to do, you can close this out, hit Control D, and then just drag this like that much. So then you have this. And they're both going to come out like this, and then get off your screen. So you can like mess around with the color and stuff of this. But I would just probably keep it white. And then add, you can just search blinds, and I don't know how to pronounce the first word, I think it's Venetian. You can put it on the top one. Make the transition completion 50. Make the direction 90. And make the width 50. And then add a drop shadow. Make the direction 180. Distance. And bam. So then it looks like that. And then you play it, and it's like that. So now what you do is by hitting Control and then selecting both of them. That's how you select those. And then you can pre-compose them. And then search Echo in here. And just drag Echo onto here. And then drag the top one back so that it looks like it's around the same distance. And then make there be like 60 copies. So then you have this background. And here's how you make particles without plugins. So what you do, make a new solid by hitting Control Y. Doesn't matter what color it is. And then search CC Particle World. And then drag that onto here. So then you're going to have something like this. Go to Grid and Guides and uncheck the Grid button because it's completely useless. Then what you're going to do, just make a new solid again. This time the color does matter. So whatever color you want the particles to be, just do that. I'll make it like, yeah, I'll make it white. And then hit OK. And then hit the little eyeball button right here so that it's not visible. And then go back onto here. Go to Particle. Change the birth and death color both to white. Make the max opacity 100. And change the particle type to textured disk. Then we're going to do, you're going to go into this texture menu right here. And change the texture layer to the white solid that you made. Then you're going to have these particles like this. So then you can just close out the particle menu. Please cut that out. And then go into physics. Change the gravity so that it's going down like that. And then you can close it. Go to producer and change position X to up here. and then change radius. No, not radius Y. Radius X to that. And then you can just turn up the birth rate so there's more particles. And if you don't want it to look like this, go into physics and change the animation to like direction axis. Change it to viscous. I don't know how you pronounce that. Yeah. And so then you can pre-compose this and the white solid. And then add a drop shadow. And just make the distance go up. And then what you do, make a new adjustment layer and pre-compose these. And then right click, go to time, and then time stretch. Make this 800, and then make sure current frame is selected down here, and then hit OK. So then it'll be slower. Yeah, then the particles look like that. And then you can turn this back on and put these particles under that. And so then you have this cool background. So you can go back into the main composition, go to project, and drag the BG under the text. Then what you're going to do, close the text thing. You can make it so it's not visible. And then right click on the BG, go to time, and enable time remapping. And now, since you have these markers on the song, you can hit J and K and J to go back and forth. So then, hit the little diamond button and just make sure it's on every single marker. Yeah. And then select them all by starting right here and then dragging out to the first keyframe, and that'll select all of them. And then hit F9, go to the graph editor, and change this to value graph. And then select all of these dots and go to the first one. Make sure this is unchecked, and with Alt, zoom in with your scroll wheel, and Control with your scroll wheel. And then just drag this. Oh, wait, I forgot. Hit this button first. And then just drag this up like that. So then it should look like this. And it might take a second to, and then you can just change it back to that. And go out of the graph editor and turn the text back on. So then, right now, you should have this. It has to pre-render, so I'll do that real quick. So this is what you should have so far. Yeah, it should just look like that. So that's all we're going to do for right now. I'll upload another tutorial soon, and so have a nice day.